This item was gifted in exchange for a review.
This is the Molicar safe for your valuables. First of all, it comes with a key, 2 keys in fact. You're going to want to keep these in a very safe place. So I am just opening these for the first time. Inside I found batteries, instructions, a cleaning cloth, and a charging cable. So we're going to find out together how this guy works. So we've got some padding that is removable that I can just take out, and which allows me to customize the inside here to make it fit whatever I would like to fit. Right inside is the battery compartment. Right here. Battery compartment. It is clearly labeled with a little plus minus sign. Handy dandy. So I'm just opening the front, and then I'm going to put in the included batteries. I always love it when people include batteries. Saves me a lot of work. And they're wrapped up so that you know they're brand new, which I appreciate. I do want to make sure I put them in correctly. That's what the plus minus was for. That is what the plus minus is for, since you can't see in super well. So I'm cheating by looking at the little door. Okay, I think I got them. Yes, I know that I got it in correctly because the screen has lit up. Just have to get the door shut back on the battery compartment. There we go. Now let's see, I'm going to show you. I can see that it was lit up. Okay, so I know that the batteries are working because it's lit up here and my little screen is lit up. There's a little plastic cover on it, so I'm going to cover that up. Take that off rather. So there is several different ways. It shows right here. It says fingerprint, password, time, and sound. So I think we're going to be able to set this to open a number of different ways. So we're going to figure this out together. So the instructions tell me that the reason why these are not in here is so that I can access the battery compartment. So now that the batteries have been put in, I can slide this down into place. And it is a nice tight squeeze, which is going to make everything in here snug and well-fitting. There we go. I got it all into place. It is made of foam, so it did take a little bit of shoving and kind of cajoling to get it to go into place, but now it's perfectly into place. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 spots to hold my equipment. So this safe can open 3 different ways. You can either open it with a key, which is going to be the slowest method. You can use a code, which we're going to set up together shortly, or you can open it with a fingerprint. So those 3 different ways we can set them using this little tool that it came with. It looks like a tiny, tiny screwdriver, but it was actually made to be able to push the tiny little buttons here for setting things. This is called a setup tool. So you can set up, it says 100 fingerprints, which is handy because I could do all 5 fingers of myself and any other adults that are in the house so that they can access this if they need to or not. But 100 fingers is, up to 10 humans. So that's pretty handy. It's also, if you're concerned about, will I get my fingerprint in just the right spot at just the right moment, you could set it for your fingerprint this way, your fingerprint this way, your fingerprint this way, and do the same finger multiple different ways to ensure that you can open it when you need to, exactly when you need to. So we're going to set up the fingerprint now. So I'm going to use the setup tool to press the fingerprint button. So that's this first little hole here. It says fingerprint right next to it. It's really, I love how this is labeled. It's really easy to tell and see what we're doing. So I'm going to put the little thing in the hole and I'm going to press it quickly and release it. This turns green, and then I'm going to do my fingerprint 3 times. Okay, so that was the longer beep. That means registration was successful. So let's test it out. Boom, and it opened right up. So that was really, really easy. Let's do another finger. Actually, I'm gonna do the same finger, but a different part of it. Okay, so that long beep means that I was successful. So now let's give it a try. Nope, didn't like that. There it is. So the more ways you do certain fingers, the quicker it's going to open, especially in case of, you know, you need to do it quickly. Then you might want to have lots of different ways that your fingers go on so that it will open the moment that you need it. That was incredibly easy. I'm super impressed. Let's try setting up the code. Again, this can take up to 10 different passwords, which again, if you have multiple adults who are allowed to have access to this lockbox, then they could each have their own code, which is very handy, especially when you need to access it quickly. So we're going to briefly press the password button, which is the middle one. So I'm going to briefly press that. And I'm just going to set the code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has to be 6 digits. The long beep means that I was successful. I'm going to close it and we're going to put in my code. And I love that. Did you see that? It turned green when I was successful. So it was blue while I was putting it in. And then when I was successful, it turned green. So I assume if I did it wrong, it would turn red. Yep, it turns red. So that lets you know, you're wrong, you cannot come in. I'm going to open it back up with my fingerprint because that is so fast. And then the last thing that we can do, and by the way, you can erase all passwords by holding down this button for 5 seconds. So I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to erase all the passwords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got this turned green and it was a long beep. That means all the passwords are erased. So this is now back to nothing. And now we can set the time. So that's what the other button is for. It's for the time and the sound. So this will, let's see what this does. This is this little screen here. It's going to display different things. So this can display, let's see, let's push. This can display military time or 12-hour time. It also tells us what the temperature inside the box is and what the humidity inside the box is. So if you have special equipment that needs certain temperature, certain humidity, then this is really, really handy to have. And you can view the screen at any time by just pushing any button and you can see it. It also shows you, how is this rechargeable battery right now? Do we need to charge it? Because if we do need to charge it, all we need to do is plug it in. So right over here, it's kind of funny on such a giant box that there is a tiny little charging port right here. You just plug it into the wall. This is that very standard now USB-C, which you probably already have sitting next to your bed or wherever you want it. Plug it in, make sure it's charged up so that you can always access the information that you want on here. And just let me show you too, by the way, this is the handle area. This is how you would pick it up. So it is heavy, but not too heavy. I mean, I'm, not like a bodybuilder or anything, and I'm having no trouble picking this up. I'm sure if it was full of your items that it would be even heavier, but I don't think you're going to have trouble moving this around. However, small people would have trouble moving around, and that's a good thing. So not to say that they couldn't with a lot of motivation, but just know that this is heavy in a good way. Yes. So yeah, that's basically it. This thing is incredible. I love that there are so many different ways to open it. I would say, you know, keep these somewhere very safe, but this is going to be your third option for how to open it. You know, your first two are going to be the code and the fingerprint, especially for quick access. I love that you can take out this foam to fit other ththings in. If you have other items that you want to store in here, you could do that. So you've got some flexibility with what fits in here. I love that this is going to keep your items safe. It's going to keep them safe from theft. It's going to keep them safe from people who shouldn't be accessing them. So love all the different options. Love that it controls the humidity and the temperature inside the box. Not that it controls, rather, but that it lets you know what those are in case you care based on what you have in here. So it's got so many great features. Love the heaviness of it. And also, guys, it's kind of attractive looking. Like, it's not going to look awful just sitting on your bedside table or on, you know, underneath your desk or wherever it is that you want to store it. It's not like an eyesore. It's just nice, sleek, black, pretty amazing looking. I think a lot of people wouldn't even realize what you had stored in here. So I highly recommend this Molicar safe.
This item was gifted in exchange for a review.